More than 85% of Australians live within 50 kilometres of the coastline, a coastline which spans for 30,000 kilometres, touching the Indian, Pacific and Southern Oceans. Not surprisingly, Australians love to surf, and so do the foreigners that come to our beaches every year. They like to embrace our culture and our beach love. However, the ocean has far more depth than meets the eye. It is beautiful because it is powerful. It is exciting because it's unpredictable. And it is dangerous because its full potential isn't fully known. And for this, we turn to our Australian heroes, our lifesavers and our lifeguards. What do they have to say about their times on the beach and what they think of the ocean after working with it? Whereabouts do you lifeguard?
I lifeguard in the mid-north coast in New South Wales.
Have you ever had to save someone and were they between the flags?
Yeah, I've saved a few young kids in the flags just because they couldn't stand up and parents weren't watching them and whatnot. But mainly rescues are due to people unaware of how the surf works and end up getting taken out in ribs when they're even unaware of the very beginning. So.
Because of our foolishness, lifeguards around Australia enter the water every day to save our lives when the conditions could potentially put theirs at risk too. Have you ever felt the conditions were too rough to enter and save a person?
Yeah, there's been numerous times where I haven't entered the water because the conditions were too bad. So I usually ask myself, can I save myself first before I enter the water to try and save someone else?
If foreigners or local beachgoers are unaware of the hazards on the beach and the rules set in place to keep them safe, some dangerous situations can occur.
Some of the biggest dangers on the beach is actually just self-knowledge. For a lot of people that come down and want to go swimming, they don't actually come down and take the time to read the signboard that we set up specifically for the swimmers. Or they'll go out in the water and not fully understand what's going on, so they can find themselves in a rib or undertow or getting sucked out the back. I think self-knowledge would be the biggest danger on the beach, and knowing your ability.
We had this one young lady from Nigeria or something, and we found her drifting out of the flags. She just got caught in a rip and she was just on a bodyboard, so you could tell she hadn't been here before and didn't know the conditions. She must have had an epileptic fit in the water, so we had to run in, drag her into the sand, just put her into the recovery position. She swallowed a lot of water, so she was just foaming out the mouth a lot. She was unconscious. She came round eventually, which is always a good sign.
Despite the dangers of the beach, being a lifesaver isn't all doom and gloom. There are some good times to be had out there on the beaches too.
I love lifeguarding because you've got the best environment to work in. I grew up around the beach and was always at the beach anyway, and to be able to get a job that sort of works in with where you enjoy being is just a plus really to get paid to do something you love.
I guess being on the beach is the best part about actually being a lifesaver, and friends of your game. You are, I guess, serving the community. You do get a bit of pride from community pride, serving the community, make sure that the tourists and the local beachgoers are safe. But you can't do that without your friends being by your side and having a bit of fun as well.
Lifeguards and lifesavers are the unsung heroes of our local communities. But that's not to say all their hard work goes unnoticed.
I think that lifeguards and lifesavers are very important because it's good to have someone looking out for you, and if there's no one looking out for you, you don't really feel safe, so it's good to have someone there.
Yeah, I think they're really important, and I think that they should receive some sort of funding, whether by sponsorship from the government. It's just great to have them, and they do a really fantastic job, and we're really thankful for what they do.
During summer, when it's really busy, the lifesavers, the volunteers just add a bit of extra eyes on the water, which is good. Yeah, I think it's important that people, volunteer their time.
Lifeguards are lifesavers.